sit back and relax. There's nothing to accomplish right now, nowhere to rush, and nothing asking for your attention except this quiet moment. Imagine standing at the entrance to a beautiful forest, just as the morning light begins to filter through the trees. The air is fresh and cool. You take a slow breath in and notice the scent of pine needles, damp earth, and wild flowers hidden among the ferns. It's a fragrance so gentle and natural that it seems to wash away the noise of everyday life. As you begin to walk, the soft path beneath your feet welcomes each step. Leaves rustle quietly. Tiny twigs crack with the lightest touch. Somewhere nearby, a bird sings a simple melody that echoes through the branches before fading into the distance. The forest feels alive, yet perfectly peaceful. Sunlight streams through the canopy in golden ribbons, dancing across moss-covered stones and patches of emerald grass. The light shifts with every breeze, creating patterns that seem to move like waves across the ground. You continue forward at an easy pace. There is no destination, only the journey. To your left, an ancient oak tree stretches its branches high into the sky. Its trunk is wide and weathered, marked by countless seasons. It has stood through storms and sunshine alike, quietly growing stronger year after year. You pause for a moment and rest your hand against its rough bark. It feels steady, grounded, unshaken. The cool texture reminds you that nature doesn't hurry, yet everything arrives in its own time. A gentle wind stirs overhead. Leaves whisper to one another in a language older than words. The sound surrounds you like soft music. You smile without even realizing it. Further along the trail, delicate ferns line the edges of the path. Tiny droplets of dew cling to their leaves, sparkling like little crystals whenever the sunlight touches them. You kneel down for a closer look. Each drop reflects an entire miniature world. The trees, the sky, even your own quiet presence. You continue walking. The forest grows slightly denser now, creating a cool shade that feels comforting against your skin. Somewhere in the distance you hear water. At first it's barely noticeable, just the faintest murmur. But with each step, the sound becomes clearer until you discover a small stream winding between smooth stones. The water flows effortlessly. It doesn't resist. It simply follows its path, curving gently around every obstacle. You sit beside the stream and watch it for a while. Tiny leaves drift past. Sunlight flickers across the surface. The current carries everything forward without struggle. Perhaps there's something peaceful about that. The idea that not everything needs to be forced. Sometimes life moves exactly as it should. You dip your fingertips into the cool water. It refreshes you instantly. The ripples spread outward in perfect circles before disappearing into stillness once again. Nearby, dragonflies hover above the stream, their wings catching flashes of silver and blue. A butterfly lands briefly on a wildflower before floating away into the trees. The entire forest seems to move with quiet purpose. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is rushed. Standing once more, you follow the stream until it leads to a tiny wooden bridge. Its weathered planks creak softly beneath your feet. You stop in the middle and lean gently against the railing. Looking down, you watch fish glide effortlessly beneath the clear water. Above, clouds drift lazily across patches of blue sky, visible through the branches. For a few moments, everything is perfectly still. You notice how easy it is to breathe here. Each inhale fills your lungs with cool forest air. Each exhale releases tension you didn't even realize you were carrying. As you leave the bridge behind, the path begins to climb slightly uphill. The walk is gentle, comfortable. Every few steps reveal something beautiful. A patch of purple flowers, a family of mushrooms growing from an old fallen log, a squirrel pausing on a branch before darting away with playful curiosity. Even the silence feels full, not empty, just peaceful. Soon you arrive at a clearing hidden deep within the woods. The trees open into a circle bathed in sunlight. Soft grass stretches beneath your feet like a natural carpet. Wildflowers sway in the breeze. At the center sits a large smooth stone, warmed by the morning sun. You take a seat. The warmth radiates gently upward. The forest surrounds you on every side, protecting this quiet little sanctuary. Closing your eyes for a moment, you simply listen. Birdsong rises and falls. Leaves rustle overhead. The breeze brushes softly across your face. Somewhere nearby, bees hum lazily among the flowers. Each sound blends naturally into the next. No single noise demands attention. Together they create perfect harmony. Time begins to lose its meaning. Minutes pass without counting. The world outside the forest feels impossibly far away. Emails, appointments, deadlines, conversations, all of it fades into the background until only this moment remains. You lie back in the grass and watch clouds drift overhead. Some resemble mountains, others become ships sailing across the sky. One slowly changes into something entirely different before dissolving again. There is beauty even in constant change. Eventually, you rise and continue walking. The afternoon sun now filters through the trees with a softer golden glow. Long shadows stretch across the trail. The air feels slightly warmer. Ahead, you discover an old bench tucked beneath towering pines. No one else is around. It seems as though it has been waiting just for you. You sit quietly. The wood is smooth from years of use. Looking out, you notice beams of sunlight reaching through the branches, like gentle spotlights illuminating tiny particles floating through the air. Dust, pollen, little seeds carried by the wind. Everything moves slowly, gracefully. Nearby, a family of deer steps cautiously into view. They graze peacefully without fear. One lifts its head and looks in your direction for just a moment before returning to the grass. The encounter feels calm, respectful, as though you've been accepted into the quiet rhythm of the forest itself. The breeze shifts once more. You hear pine needles brushing together high above. It sounds almost like distant rain. The scent of cedar and moss becomes richer. You notice how every breath seems to clear your mind a little more. You begin walking again. The trail curves around enormous boulders covered in velvet moss. Small flowers grow in the cracks between stones. Life finds its way everywhere, even in unlikely places. You smile at the thought. The forest teaches patience without speaking. It teaches resilience without effort. It reminds you that growth often happens quietly, hidden beneath the surface, long before anyone notices. Eventually, you hear another sound. This time, it's the gentle rhythm of wind moving through thousands of leaves at once. The entire canopy begins to sway, not violently, just enough to create a soft, ocean-like whisper overhead. For a moment, it feels as though the forest itself is breathing. In, out. You match your breathing to its rhythm, slowly, naturally, comfortably. Every inhale invites calm. Every exhale lets go of what no longer serves you. Ahead, the path leads to a small hill overlooking the entire valley. From here, you can see endless layers of green stretching toward distant mountains. Sunlight paints everything with golden light. A hawk circles quietly far above. The horizon seems limitless. You realize how small your worries appear from this height, not because they aren't real, but because they no longer fill your entire view. There is always more beyond them. You sit on the hillside until the sun begins its slow descent. The sky changes from blue to soft amber, then pink, then lavender. Evening arrives gently. Fireflies begin to appear one by one among the trees, tiny floating lights blinking softly in the growing dusk. The forest transforms once again. Crickets begin their evening song. An owl calls somewhere in the distance. The air cools pleasantly. You make your way back along the trail. The familiar path now feels even more welcoming. The trees seem like old friends seeing you home. Moonlight filters through the branches, creating silver patches across the ground. The stream you visited earlier reflects tiny stars overhead. Its gentle movement continues exactly as before. Steady, patient, endless. At last, you arrive where your walk began. You pause before leaving, taking one final look into the quiet forest. You carry its peace with you now. The sound of rustling leaves, the scent of pine, the warmth of sunlight through branches, the steady flow of water, the calm of the old oak. All of it remains with you. Whenever life feels busy, you can return here in your imagination. The trail will still be waiting. The birds will still be singing. The breeze will still move gently through the trees. And the forest will welcome you back without question. As this peaceful journey comes to an end, allow yourself to keep that feeling of quiet comfort close. The world outside may continue to move quickly, but within you, there is now a place where everything slows down. A place of gentle footsteps, soft light, fresh air, and endless calm. May your mind feel lighter. May your body feel at ease. And may the peaceful rhythm of this forest stay with you long after the walk is over. Thank you for spending these moments here. Until next time, may you always find a quiet path, a gentle breeze, and a little corner of nature where your heart can rest. Thank you for being here. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.